Today on Running to Him.
God built into women the capacity to comfort their husbands when their mothers pass. Now we will read through the Pentateuch until January, and today we read Genesis chapter 24, verses 62 through 26:17. And we will concentrate on chapter 24, verses 64 through 67. Genesis 24, verses 64 through 67 says, "When Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she dismounted from the camel. And she said to the servant, 'Who is that man walking in the field to meet us?' And the servant said, 'He is my master.' Then she took her veil and covered herself. The servant told Isaac all the things that he had done. And then Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent. And he took Rebekah, and she became his wife. And he loved her. Thus Isaac was comforted after his mother's death." Now, for many men reading this devotion and reading the Genesis chapters for today's reading, the last phrase in our selection is accurate even in our lives. Sometimes we do not realize the impact our mothers had on our lives. In my life, I've had relationships with three very strong women: my grandmother, my mother, and Toni, my wife. Now, I was married before my grandmother and my mother died, but Toni brought me the comfort I needed at the time of their deaths. Mothers and wives impact men more than they might want to admit. Frankly, even the strongest man is a little boy wearing grown-up pants. Toni's relationship with our sons and our grandsons is entirely different from that of our daughters and granddaughters. And while daughters and granddaughters are close with their grandmother, Toni, our sons and grandsons have other relationships. I want to speculate on why that's true. It goes back to Genesis chapter 2 when Adam first sees Eve. He instantly recognizes that what he is missing in his life will be fulfilled through Eve. The first 9 months of our lives are spent hearing our mother's voice. We hear something during those months knowing that they care for us, not realizing that it is they who are giving us life. Until we can produce blood, we use their blood. We use their food until we can use our mouths to ingest it. And I could go on, but the point is made. We unconsciously know women are our nurturers. Now, I'd like us to reflect on our meeting with our future bride. In my case, it was almost instantaneous knowledge that Toni was different. When I held her hand while we skated, there was a feeling in my body that I had never experienced before. When I came home for my 21st birthday, I had only been with Toni 2 times. And yet, my older sister came and told my mother that there was a person I kept talking about that was this girl that I'd met at the ice skating rink. She also mentioned to my mother that she thought I was in love. Now, 50 years later, Toni still comforts me. I long to hear her voice and touch her hand. God built into women the capacity to comfort their husbands when their mothers passed.
Thank you for listening. We pray that today's devotion was meaningful to you. We would love to hear from you. You can use either Facebook or YouTube to like, subscribe, share, and tell others about us. If you would like to contact us, you can reach me at phineasjacobus@runningtohim.net.